Hi friends, this is Sushil and welcome to my YouTube channel Be Finovative. Today we're going to discuss about Mindspace Business Park REITs. I think this is a season of IPOs, right? And we started with Rosari Biotech, which got listed today and with more than 70% returns. And today we have another IPO which is coming on the 27th of July, which will be open for 3 days. Which is the Mindspace Business Parks REITs. Okay, so today in this video we will be analyzing and we'll share the IPO details and also a recommendation whether we should be opting for that IPO or not. So before we get into this REITs issue details, I would like to give a brief understanding about what is REITs. So this is a real estate investment trust, and it's a company that owns and operates or finances income-producing real estate. So what this company does is like they have different assets and different buildings or commercial parks, IT parks or malls, etc., which they own or maybe they have taken it for lease for a longer period, and they operate these assets. Okay. So they generate rental revenue from these assets, and they make profit, right? So that's how it behaves. That's how it works. Okay, and so this is the working model of a REIT, and this is a REIT trust. Okay, so we have a trustee, which will be a bank or something, which will be managing the compliance related activities. And then we have the rights manager. This is most probably the sponsor or the people who are managing these rights. Then we have property manager for each of the properties, because they'll be owning different properties under the rights, and each one will have a property manager who will be there in connection with the rights manager. Okay, so here they'll have total number of assets. So these includes all the business parks and IT parks and all the assets which they own or they have leased for. Okay, so this is rights. Okay, so now what happens, like they have a connection with the banks from whom they have taken loans, and they have also connection with the unit holders. Okay, so what they do is like they generate the rental revenue from these assets. Okay, and it reaches this particular rights trust. Okay, and as per the SEBI norms, so what it says is like 80% of whatever profit they are earning from this particular rental revenue, it should be given to the unit holders. So this is the unit holders, they'll be getting the profit, 80% of the profit, whatever is being earned by rights trust. Okay, so that's one of the plus point of investing in rights, because as per the SEBI rules, 80% of whatever profit they're making, they should be giving it to the unit holders. So this is high level understanding about how rights work. I'll just get into the highlights of the Mindspace Business Park REITs. So this is the second largest REITs in Asia. Okay, and also this is the second REITs which is going to be released or which is going to come with this IPO in Indian Stock Exchange. So before this, we had another REITs which was in April 2019 who came with the issue, and that was for around 4,750 crores. Okay, and that is Embassy Office Park REIT, and that was very successful, and it was subscribed over 0.5 times it was subscribed. And the price band which they released was around 2,299 and 300 price band, and the lot size was around 400, if I remember correctly. Okay, now coming back to the Mindspace. The sponsors for this particular REITs is and Constructions LLP, that is ACL, and Cape Trading LLP, so that is it. So these are sponsors, and both are part of K Raheja Corporation Group. So this particular rights is backed by K Raheja Building Corporation. Okay, so this is the total high-level summary of this particular rights. So they have a total of 29.5 million square feet of leasable area, of which around 23 million square feet is already completed, and of which 92% is occupied by the tenants. For the year of 2020, the revenue from operation was around 16 billion, and they have more than 170 tenants, and 53 buildings are already completed. Okay, this is a report as on 31st March. And compared to Embassy Business Park, as I said, it is the largest REITs in Asia, and they have in their portfolio around 33 million square feet compared to Mindspace. Okay, so and because they are largest actually. Okay, and Mindspace, you can see it comes almost around the second place. Coming to the proposed Mindspace right structure, so as I described about high level understanding about this particular structure, right? So this is how the Mindspace rights will be structured. So we have the unit holder here, and this is a trust, that is Mindspace Business Parks REITs, and we have Axis Bank, who is a trustee for this particular rights issue, and then we have the K Raheja investment manager. Okay, this is the investment manager, and then we have all this IT and other business parks, okay, which will be under this particular rights. So all these particular buildings or office spaces, whatever rental revenue they're earning, they'll be going here. Okay, but yes, the maintenance charge, everything will be taken from that particular rental, and those are like normal charges, like how they maintain that particular space and how they maintain that particular offices. Okay, so whatever rental revenue comes here, it comes to this particular rest, and leaving behind all other charges like property manager fees, property management services, everything, and they give back 80% of the profit to the unit holders. Okay, so that's how this particular rate is structured. So few of the top tenants who are owning this particular Mindspace business park. Okay, so these are tenants based on the rental gross rental they're providing. So Accenture, Qualcomm, Barclays, BA, Continuum, Schlumberger, JP Morgan, Amazon, UBS, Worley Parson, and Hearsol. Okay, these are the top tenants from which Mindspace Business Park is earning their revenue. Okay, so these are only few, but they have around more than 160 tenants. Okay. Now coming to the IPO details. So as I said, the bid is going to open from the 27th July and will be open till 29th July 2020. So the price band they have kept is to 274 to 275 rupees, and we'll have to buy in lot size. So one lot will be of 200 units, and you can buy in multiples of that. This is going to be listed in NSE and both NSE and BSE. So as per the draft document, IPO document, what they say is that objective of this particular issue is that they're going to make the partial or full prepayment of certain debts they have, which they have taken for some special portfolio values assets. Okay, they wanted to build that, so they're taking some debt from the lenders. So they want to repay that either in full or partial. Okay, purchase of NCRPS of Mindspace Business Park Private Limited. I honestly, I don't know what is NCRPS is. I tried to research a lot about that in the Google and financial terms, but I couldn't understand what it is. But one of the terms that I came across is this has something to do with some kind of a national commission settlement. Okay, and third one is general corporate purposes. So these are three main objectives which they have talked about. And talking about the issue size, it's about 4,500 crores, and among which 1,000 crores will be the fresh issue of units, and 2,500 will be the offer of sale from the existing stakeholders. Okay, and the units are going to be listed to the unit holders on approximately on 12th of August, and one of the peer group companies that is currently available in the stock exchange is the Embassy Office Parks REIT, and which got which was issued at around 300 rupees per unit, and now as of today it is having a share value, the unit value of 362.97 rupees per unit. Okay, it had gone to around 450 plus actually, but I think because of this COVID situation, it had drastically fallen down, and also there is a highly chance that the majority of the IT companies will continue to work from home, and that is going to little bit impact how this particular lease period or the tenancy occupancy is going to be. Okay, and because of this situation, they have already told that okay, all the rights companies will be having a high impact because for the coming 6 to 7 quarters, sorry, 6 to 7 months is going to be very difficult, and they may not get new tenants because of the current situation. Okay, so that's a disadvantage. But I'll just discuss about that. Right? So we'll first talk about the advantage. Okay. See, there are two advantages mainly I'll talk about. See, one is the capital appreciation. Whatever we are buying, a certain amount of units, 200 units, for example. These 200 units, if you're buying for 275 rupees, it will appreciate based on how the transactions are being happening, or maybe as a normal equity shares, right? So if the demand is more, and if it generates nice revenue every quarter, so the demand gets increased, and people will be more interested in investing in this. So capital appreciation of whatever units we have bought, that is one advantage. Second thing, it generates a dividend income. Okay, so as I said, 80% of the profit whatever they're earning, twice in a year. Okay, so twice in a year, whatever profit they're earning, out of that 80% they have to give it back to the unit holders. So that will be a very good dividend that every unit holder will be getting. Okay, approximately, I think I mentioned it's 90 here. So sorry, it's a wrong thing. It's 80 actually. So, for example, if I remember, for Embassy Office Parks for the past 1 year, they provided a dividend of around 20 plus 24 rupees, if I'm right. So 24 rupees per unit. So person is holding around 200 units. They're getting a passive income of around 24 into 200. Right? So this is a very good passive income from dividend perspective. So the percentage dividend they're getting is very good. Plus they will also get the capital appreciation. That's a plus point. So what is the disadvantage? So as I said, so we cannot go and buy one share or two shares in this particular rights issue. We have to buy it in lots. So Embassy Office Parks was released in lots of 400, right? Yeah. So in this one, this Mindspace Business Parks, they're releasing a lot of 200 units. So if you want to buy something, you have to spend a bulk amount, right? So it will be around 275 into 200, right? So it's around 55,000 rupees. So as a retail investor, you would be a little bit thinking, okay, what should I do? Whether should I go with putting a bulk amount of 55,000 rupees? So that's a challenge for retail small investors, right? So that's why. So they have kept it 75% of this current issue for institutional buyers, and 125% is available for the retail investors. Okay. So that is one of the disadvantages, that it's available in a lot of 200. That's one disadvantage. Second thing comes to that COVID situation. The current COVID situation, it's creating a challenge for the rate trust. Okay, rate investments. Why is this? Because there is a article which was a research article which was released about Embassy Office Parks, and since Mindspace Business Park is going to be having the same working model of Embassy Office Parks, this makes relevance. And in that article, what they said is that all the IT companies or the tenants, they are going to opt for work from home situation. In that case, what is going to happen is, like, the demand for office space will become less. Okay. Also, what happens is, like, people who are more interested to get more office spaces, because of the situation, their plans will get pushed to maybe next year or maybe next year. And in that case, the office that is the REITs company, they will not get new tenants, right? So that will impact their revenue in rental revenue. Okay, so this is one of the disadvantages in the current situation. Another thing, whatever ongoing activities or ongoing project developments which were supposed to get completed this year or maybe next year, because of the COVID situation and the labor shortage, their future plan will again get a pushback, right? That's another disadvantage which they have. So these are like, okay, for short term, maybe for 6 to 7 months or maybe 1 year short impact. So that's our disadvantage and this disadvantage that I was talking about. So next one is, should I invest or not? So what is going to be an IPO recommendation? Should I invest in these REITs? What I would say is that, see, first thing, this is not a short-term investment. Okay, this is going to be a very long-term investment. Okay, so if you're going to invest in these particular REITs, what you should think is, are you interested in diversifying your portfolio? Because this is something like completely related to asset management, or completely related to how we are getting the rental revenue from the assets that is there in different cities. From there, we are getting the rental revenue, and we are getting a part of that particular profit, right? So that is how this is working. So if you want to diversify portfolio, this is a very good method that you should opt for. Okay. So if you are not interested in this rates, you can straightforward. You can decide, okay, I don't want to invest in rates, and this IPO is not for me. But if you are interested, okay, so what you should ask is like, how much year I should be able to hold this particular rates. Okay, so if you think that, okay, I am only a short-term investor, and then I would say that you are not a person apt for taking this IPO. Okay, you should not consider this IPO at all. So if you have the appetite or the patience to hold for long term, so suppose around 7 years or maybe 10 years, then what I would say is like, this is the IPO for you. Okay. Also, if you're not owning the embassy office parks, then you should go for this IPO. Because if you're already holding the embassy office parks, then I would not say that you again just invest in another REITs instrument vehicle, okay, investment vehicle, because you don't want to put too much money into one sector. You have already invested in the embassy office parks, and this is also coming from the same sector, same kind of REITs. You don't want to put more money in this one. Okay, so only if you don't own embassy office park REITs, you should be opting for this particular REITs. Okay, that is Mindspace Business Park. Okay, so that's one point. Another point is that if you want to make a passive income, if you are interested in making dividend, so this is a very good instrument actually. It creates both capital appreciation as well as it produces dividend, very good dividend income. So if you are interested in that, then you should be opting for this IPO. Next thing is that if you are not having any kind of real estate investment, maybe in real property, or maybe any other real estate mutual fund or anything, you don't have it, then if you want to be part of a big asset class, where you can say that I am also holding a particular property, small shares of property in such a big city, then this is one of the best way to diversify your portfolio, and also to get some shareholding in the one of the best asset class vehicle which is available in the market. Okay, so my conclusion is that this is a very good IPO, very good REIT. Though the current situation of COVID is a little bit hampering the scope of these REITs, but over a long period of time, maybe around 7+ or maybe 10 years, they should provide you with a very good returns. Both your capital will increase, and as also on a yearly basis, you will get a very good dividend income. So my recommendation is that if you don't own embassy office parks, you should definitely bid for this particular IPO, and should be able to get good returns. Okay, and so that's it from my side in this today's video. And if you like my video, please do like and share with your friends, and also please subscribe to my channel. And until we meet again with the next video, happy investing, and have a nice time. Thank you. Bye bye.